るきっかけになれるだろうか。
俺は弟だ!
Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got something super special for all you One Piece fans. An episode that dives into a heartfelt story from a new perspective. We're going to explore a young girl's deep admiration for Nami from the Straw Hat Pirates. And trust me, this one's going to hit you right in the feels. So, in the beginning of the video, we're basically getting a throwback to that epic Marineford War arc. Like, the big moment everyone's been waiting for. Most of this episode actually zooms in on some side characters, the Marines who were there during the battle. We get a glimpse of how all that chaos messed them up mentally. Like, no surprise they're dealing with trauma, right? And then we meet this random little girl. No name, but she's super obsessed with Nami. She's writing a fan letter and even copying Nami's drip. She thinks they've got a lot in common, like neither of them has a devil fruit power, but they still manage to hold their own in this wild world. Her mom asks her to do some deliveries, but this girl's like, I gotta get this letter to Nami first, priorities. We also get a flashback to Marineford, showing soldiers fighting. Two Marine brothers pop up. One's younger and more chill, while the older bro's kinda uptight. Funny thing though, the younger one's the one getting all the promotions, which causes some tension between them. Meanwhile, over at a bar, we've got some Marines chatting about Zoro, and guess what? Zoro's actually there, keeping low-key in a hood. They're debating who the real goat of Marineford is. Zoro or Mihawk? Classic bar talk. Then we switch to a bookstore, where this kid's reading up on Frankie. And there's a girl in the episode who's obsessed with Soul King. She's all about it. Fangirling hard. And Nico Robin's there too, but nobody notices her. She's just chillin', waiting for the crew to regroup at Sabaody. Back to the little girl. She's determined to get her letter to Nami and show her just how much she's been inspired by her. She heads to the post office but gets caught up with people rushing to Soul King's concert. Out of nowhere, Perona shows up with her negative hollow, messing with everyone's vibes. Then we jump back to the Marines at the bar, and they're joking around, claiming Zoro might be dead. Zoro's just listening, chillin'. One drunk Marine cracks jokes about Zoro's onigiri move and roasts his green hair, calling him Mosshead. That's when Zoro straight up knocks them out with a punch to the head. On the flip side, we meet a new Marine, nicknamed King of the Waves. This guy's working on some crazy weapon that can wreck pirate ships docked at the harbor, which obviously spells bad news for the Straw Hats. But here's the kicker. This tough Marine, he's a hardcore Chopper fan. Dude literally can't stop fangirling over how cute Chopper is. Eyes sparkling and all. It's hilarious. Then we see Chopper at the bookstore, checking out a magazine about Frankie, which is pretty on brand for him. Meanwhile, the little girl is still running around, desperately trying to find Nami. But oops, she loses her letter for Nami, and it gets picked up by the younger Marine brother. The episode takes a wild turn when this poor girl gets into trouble. Some jerk, who's like the main villain of this episode, steps on her hand, trying to crush her spirit and her map. He's mocking her and being all menacing. But just as things look bleak, Usopp shows up to save the day. Oh, classic Usopp move, or he cheers her up and even points her in the right direction and telling her to head to the bar, where she might find the person she's looking for.
そこに入ってった。
At the bar, Sanji's surrounded by some drunk Marines who won't stop talking about Zoro. Feeling a little salty, Sanji's like, "Yo, why is it always about Zoro? What about me, Blackleg Sanji?" But the Marines just laugh at him, saying Zoro's way stronger. Fed up, Sanji decides to knock out every single one of them in one swift move.
何あいつ怒ってんの。
The little girl is still searching for her lost letter in the Marine's satchel, but stumbles across the plans for that sea weapon King of the Waves is developing. Surprisingly, she's not even interested in that. She just wants her letter back. So, she puts the plans back and moves on.
貴様ら海賊を支持するつもりか。
The two Marine brothers then start talking, and the older one's super mad because he doesn't get why they're supporting pirates. Their convo shifts to Luffy and the Straw Hats, and you can tell there's some tension. We get another flashback showing how the older brother's been called clumsy his whole life. He's always felt like he wasn't good enough.
容量ある。
As this flashback plays out, we get some reanimated scenes from Marineford, and damn, they're pulling all the emotional strings with these two brothers. Turns out, the older brother's leg got messed up by none other than a giant piece of Oar's leg. As the older bro tries to free himself, he hears his younger bro crying out for help, surrounded by all the chaos and death. Some of his comrades didn't make it, and his younger brother is trapped under ice while pacifistas are firing lasers everywhere, turning the place into a literal death trap. At first, the older brother was going to help his younger brother, but he gave up, thinking he wasn't strong enough. That's when Luffy's determination to save Ace hits him like a ton of bricks, inspiring him to keep fighting.
俺は弟だ。
And there's this symbolic moment where the older brother's belt snaps, kind of representing a shift in his mindset. In the end, these two Marine brothers reunite, and we get to see them caught right in the middle of the chaotic battle at Marineford. They even end up stuck between Crocodile and Mihawk's fight, which is insane.
きっかけになれるだろうか。
Famous characters keep popping in and out of this episode, and the brothers witness the exact moment when Luffy saves Ace. That scene is so epic, it's like a tearjerker level.
あの男のように。
Back to the present day, we find out that the Straw Hat crew is chilling in Sabaody, and the little girl is still running around trying to find Nami. She even spots the fake Straw Hat crew right away, which is pretty hilarious. But then she trips, and suddenly a pacifista laser comes out of nowhere. Cue Luffy, who takes it down with a single jet pistol punch, and everyone's left in awe. Meanwhile, King of the Waves gets a call about Luffy showing up, and he starts prepping to use his ultimate weapon at the port. The bookstore lady, on the other hand, looks super down, but the kids rush in, telling her that Soul King, aka Brook, is still gonna perform his concert despite the chaos. That totally lifts her spirits. The older Marine brother bumps into the little girl and starts scolding her, telling her to go home. But she's like, "Nah, I've got a plan." She's determined to find the Straw Hat crew, and she's pretty sure she knows where they'll be. They both end up at a bookstore after being chased by this giant bug monster. After running around the place, they managed to escape through a secret door using a key that was still hidden there. Once they're outside, the girl and the older Marine start rushing toward the Straw Hat ship, but the Marine brother gets hit by one of Perona's hollow ghosts, sending him flying. That reminds the little girl of when she got hit by one before, so this time she dodges it like a pro.
ある男の王か。
But then, boom! The main villain shows up again, dead set on capturing the girl, instead of going after Luffy. When she gets grabbed, All the plans she's been building in her head seem to fall apart. But as she looks around, she spots the letter the younger Marine brother's holding, and she realizes there's still hope. She just needs to keep pushing. At that moment, the kids and the bookstore lady team up and manage to distract the villain, giving the little girl a chance to escape. She grabs the letter, which everyone thought contained the secret weapon codes, and the chase is on. But no one can catch her because, well, she's small and quick, dodging them like a ninja. King of the Waves arrives at the ship the little girl's on, and piece by piece, the puzzle starts coming together. As she stands at the very edge of the ship, she tears up the letter, making everyone believe the secret weapon is lost forever. But surprise, right then we hear Luffy's voice. The little girl's so happy just seeing Nami from a distance. It's all she needed. One of the Marines starts scolding her, but plot twist. The letter she tore up was just her own, and the younger Marine had the actual weapon codes in his bag the whole time. The episode wraps up with the little girl regaining her confidence. She didn't need to meet Nami face to face. Just catching a glimpse of her was enough.
大切な人へのファンレターを
And with that, the Straw Hat crew set sail again, heading off to Fishman Island. That's it for today's breakdown. If this story warmed your heart as much as it did mine, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more epic content. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.
俺は弟だ